everybody, my name is Cheri. Welcome to my stamp studio. It is time for another card club reveal. So this is for my October card club. If you are in card club, then this will be your first project and you can find out about your stamp set, what you're going to be getting, and a little holiday add-on that I'm going to do additionally this month. If you aren't familiar with what a card club is or with what my card club is, because everybody that does card clubs does them a little bit differently, but it's online and mine is a subscription service via PayPal. It's the cheap, most inexpensive thing that I do as far as classes online, where you actually get product. So you sign up via PayPal. You don't have to have the PayPal. You don't have to have a die cut machine. And then each month you automatically get a kit sent to you. We do 6 projects. You get the supplies to make the 6 cards and you get the 6 envelopes. Last month I got a ton of envelopes because it was a little bit different last month, but you always get the envelopes to go with your projects. And we do 3 different cards and we do 2 of each. And part of the reason we do that is because I do some alternates, so that way they can use their stuff to make the card as is, or they can do one of the alternates. And then once a quarter, we Zoom together, and I do what's called a mashup, and I take the 3 months prior, and I mix the stamps with the different papers and the different embellishments and the different ribbons that they have. So that's kind of how I do mine. I'll talk a little bit more about it as we go. This month, they are getting a half a packet of the Painted Christmas Designer Series paper, so it's cut 6 by 12. It will be in a little package. This is a great set of paper. Look at this. Okay, this is the piece I'm using. I had a really hard time picking them. This was the other piece that I love. So I already know what the other 2 cards are gonna use, and this piece here. So these are gonna be the 3 that are featured on it. And the really nice thing about this paper packet is when you are done making our cards, you will have plenty, like you'll be able to cut out the point. Oh, that's a cute one too. You'll be able to cut out some of the poinsettias and just make little tags. There's ones that have whole poinsettias, and it coordinates with just a ton of our Christmas stuff. And then like this piece, if you haven't used it, you could use that in the spring and put a big old daffodil on it because it kind of looks mossy. So they get a half a packet of this paper. Then they get a full package of the red rhinestones and a full spool of the silver cotton twine. Yeah, which is a really pretty ribbon. So that is Card Club. So this is the new product that you get. And then you do get the supplies to make your 6 cards. So this is 1 card and I've already made one. So you can see here, you would get your 2 backs. You'd get 2 tags because you don't have to have the cut and emboss machine because I will do it for you. And then we're going to use these little pieces and this piece here. So there's the envelopes. I'm going to leave one of these out because I'm going to decorate it on this card. And then every month there is a featured stamp set. You do not have to get the stamp set. You can order it as part of your club. And each month they have the chance to go in and do that. If you do it as part of club, then I pick up your shipping and handling and tax. If it is a bundle, which this month it is a bundle, and you have a cut and emboss machine, then you can also get the bundle and I still pick up your shipping and handling and tax. And then every month you can get an adhesive package, which is the same deal. I pay shipping and handling and tax. It just mails with your thing. And then for October, I'm going to put together a little, I'm going to call it a holiday, little holiday kit to kind of get you through what you need for the next few months. It's definitely going to have a Stella. We're going to use Stella on this month's cards because you can see they're just dying to be colored in. So we're going to use Mistletoe Magic. I picked it because the Holly and Ivy set wasn't available in some back order, and that was what I really wanted, but it's not going to be here in time for us to use it. I love the words in this. I love the fact that there's a bow, so you could use the bow on lots of things. The dies are really pretty. If you do have the die cut machine, I would highly recommend that you get them. And then even though it's a Christmas set, if you missed this video, this is Mistletoe Magic. So it's mistletoe that I turned into bittersweet. So just because it says it's a Christmas set doesn't mean we have to follow the rules. So you can go check that video out. It's already posted. Here's a couple of the dies. If you haven't seen it, it cuts the bow. It cuts another thing of the mistletoe that is cut and embossed. So let's do our first project this month. I saw the stuff. So you need 1 sheet of each of these. So we have Sahara Sand, and then I have already cut some of the dies, and then this is just a tag out of the essentials tags, and it is in seafoam. So let's fold our card in half. And then let's cut our cardstock down. So since you get it and it's 6 by 12, you just need to trim it. So grab your paper trimmer. You need basic supplies to do card club, and then each month you can kind of tell. I think that we will use a white stamp pad this time. So I'm going to cut this 4. So now it's 4 by 6, but our card is 5 1/4. So 5 1/2. So I'm going to cut this at 5 1/4. So now we have this, and then we have this little piece here that we can flip over and use to put our words on. These cards always go together pretty quickly because I've done a lot of the cutting for you, which always helps. So let's stamp our words first. I went with the one that says Christmas blessings to you and yours. So I really liked those words. That was part of the reason that I went with this stamp set. Okay, now let's do the mistletoe. And for this one, I'm just going to use the little sprig. So there's a full bouquet of mistletoe. Is that what you call it? Or just a little sprig. So I'm going to use the little sprig. And then, like I said, in the holiday add-on pack, I am going to include a Stella because I don't know how you can get through the holidays and not have one. So let's paint this in. So I want to start, and I want my... Well, this has red on it, I can tell. So let's do our berries. You're going to take your pad and you smush it together. And on the little holiday packet, I think I said it, but in case I didn't, I will pick up the shipping and handling and tax on that too. So you'll get that at catalog cost. Just kind of swish this through here. So last month I did it's fall, and I did a lot of coloring on our craft colored items. So this is Sahara sand. It gives a little bit of a different look. I think the craft is maybe a little bit more country. This looks maybe a little bit more vintage. Get that off. And as that gets clean, then I don't really want to add another color. There's no brown in this paper. So I'm just going to take my little stem here and just add some Stella. So it just has sparkle now. And then I'm going to use Evening Evergreen to color in my leaves. And again, I've just smashed some refill down there. This Evening Evergreen with the Stella mixed together. I used it when I did the bittersweet card. So those pictures are posted as well. So you can kind of see that. That time I mixed 2 colors, and there's kind of some mixing of colors on here. In fact, with this card, if you're in Card Club, you can tell what greens we're probably going to use. But on this piece here, there's a lot of greens because there's pear and there's spruce and there's evergreen. Looks like there might be succulent. So I thought about adding some embossing this time, heat embossing. But sometimes when you're making Christmas cards, you want them to go kind of fast, right? Because you need to do a bunch of them. So if you're doing these and you're making 20 of them, stamp 20 of these on the Sahara sand paper, on the big piece of paper. Clean that off. And then once they are all done, you can either, if you don't have the dies and you're in club, then just go ahead and cut that out by hand. It's super easy. I do have the die, so hang on a second while I cut it out. All right, so we have all of the pieces that we need, but I thought this needed these 2 particular cardstocks. Do you ever feel like sometimes the cardstock just is flat, and on its own it might not look flat, but I think paired with this, because there's a lot going on, I just felt like it was kind of empty, but that's okay because we have inks, right? So let's take our large stamp. So this is the big bouquet. I think I did. I don't know what color I used last. Maybe the green. So I'm going to take soft seafoam, and I'm just going to kind of fill these things up. Actually, I think I did the seafoam on all of it. So I want this main part down here to mostly go down because, when you see mistletoe, a lot of times it's hanging in a doorway. So a lot of times it's down. But then to fill this little bit right here, I'm just going to go up because it's going to be covered up. So we're just kind of making our paper patterned, and that happens by doing the color on color. But for this one, I didn't have a sand pad sitting here. And when you put such a light green on the sand, it doesn't really look super green. So I want edges. I don't necessarily want this stem. So you can see I'm not putting it on my pad and I'm not inking that part up. I'm just gonna fill the edges because that's all that's gonna show. Just go all the way around, and each time try to get a different section. And now that paper doesn't look flat. And then grab your envelope. And open this up. Sometimes if you stamp down on the folded part of the envelope underneath, it doesn't give the best pattern. And I'm gonna do the same thing on here. But again, I don't want the stem. So this time I'm gonna go this way. It's a really pretty envelope, and you could do them really quickly with all your cards. In fact, you could do more than one color. If you want to color in just a little bit of it, you could. But now we have a matching envelope that was super easy, and it was with the one large bouquet, even though on this card you can't tell that's what that was. Let's stick all this together. We're going to take this little piece here and just kind of make it into a banner. And I'm not going to do anything fancy. I'm not going to use a punch. You can see it's got holly on here in white, which kind of helps it be filled in on its own. And it helps give I can't think of the word. You know, so if you cut crooked, you won't tell because the pattern's back up. Whatever that word is. And I'm not even taking migraine medicine right now, so I'm gonna have to blame that on old age. So let's take our ribbon, which is super pretty, and this we're just gonna use straight up ribbon, and we have a nice little hole that was punched in our tag when I ran it through the die cut machine. So this couldn't be any easier. Well, it's easy to put the ribbon in, hard to pick up my tag apparently. I have my hands are not covered in green from this card. It's from the card I just made. But we're getting close to the end of the day, so I'm trying to get these filmed. And so just tie a knot on this. And then let's go ahead and stick this on the card so we know where everything, you don't want your ribbon to be too far off. You can see the green that I used on the other one. It's on my table too. Look how pretty this would be. And you can stamp the mistletoe directly on that and color that in. That would be really pretty. But, you know, I hate sometimes that our paper's so pretty on both sides because then you have to cover one up. That's why we have this little tag down here to at least see it a tiny bit. But when it's large like that, it's really pretty. And I love this color combination when it is based with the Sahara sand. It's kind of unexpected. It's a natural looking Christmas without being like nature oriented. You know what I mean? Realistic nature. So add your tag here. And then this ribbon will easily go in an envelope because it's that cotton blend. Then you can use glue if you want to do these. I'm just going to use my adhesive because I'm holding it. So start with the largest thing. We're going to make a little swag here and kind of get it almost to that. So it looks like it's coming out the top of the tag. And then go to your next largest thing, which is this little piece of pine. It is included in the dies, but in Club it will be cut for you. And then you group it with the mistletoe, but of course you don't want to cover it up because you just went to all that time to make the beautiful mistletoe. So kind of go sideways with it. And then we have a smaller one. And I'm just putting the adhesive right here at the tip. The other thing you could do is just put a dab of glue up here and then lay them all in the glue. And then you have, this is also one of the dies, and I cut it out of the red glimmer paper that's in the Candy Cane suite. I'm getting ready to start my Christmas series. And I also have registration coming up for my Art of Stamping Christmas edition. It's going to be a little bit of a mini. If you did the other retreat, this isn't going to be nearly as many cards. And just lay your tag on here, kind of offset that. And then you have your red rhinestones. Isn't that pretty? And I love that the colors are traditional red and green, but when you add the mint and the Sahara sand, it just kind of freshens it up. I'm gonna put 3 of my rhinestones on. And then we are done. It's a really fun, natural looking card. There's the other one. Super easy. These would be really easy to mass produce because you might think, oh, I can't cut that many things out. If I can cut 150 out every month, you can cut them out for your Christmas cards. And the nice thing is this was all just one of each die. So it's easy to run through. It's not like you need multiples of the same die over and over. So that is my card club. If you are interested, the link to sign up, if you are on YouTube, will be down underneath the video. If you're on Facebook or my email, then there will be a button someplace for you to hit to sign up. If you have any questions about it, let me know, and I will catch you back here later soon. Bye.